Quaere Verum, Latin for seek the truth, and that's exactly what the group using the name aimed to do. They were a small pre-war organisation, with emphasis on the small, as we only know of 3 members and potentially 1 double agent: Combs, Banks, Reed Underwood, and Dr. Aldwyn Morley. Together these individuals formed Quaere Verum and dedicated their lives to exposing what they called the conspiracy, which had the government secretly reverse engineering alien technology to develop new and dangerous weapons. Due to this belief, they were considered to be a group of crackpots and conspiracy theorists, with nothing better to do than spread lies. The government simply denied these accusations, and so Quaere Verum decided they needed something tangible in order to prove the alien conspiracy was real. In time, investigator Reed Underwood, with the help of Dr. Morley, discovered a location that didn't exist. Well, a place the government denied existed. Fences topped with barbed wire surrounded the perimeter, cameras dotted the walls, and robotic sentries plotted the entrance. Whatever lay inside required the utmost secrecy, but Underwood had found a way through. Despite the odds, Quaere Verum successfully infiltrated the base without alerting the guards, and inside they found exactly what they were looking for, something Underwood describes as the smoking gun, meaning a piece of undeniable, incriminating evidence the government couldn't deny existed, and by taking it to the press, they could expose the conspiracy to the whole world. However, it wasn't long until they were being hunted by those they had stolen from. In his logs, Underwood explains that they had been careful. They had covered their tracks, they had erased the security logs, and even rewrote the inventory files, meaning there was no trace of them ever entering or leaving the facility, and there was only a small chance that someone would notice what they had taken was actually missing. Yet somehow the government was immediately on the move, so there must have been something they had forgotten, which left only Dr. Morley. Now Morley had approached Underwood, saying he wanted to crack the conspiracy wide open, and for some reason Underwood let him join. In reality, Morley was head of the department developing the very thing they had stolen, as well as being a double agent for those that would become the Enclave, and at the behest of his superiors had joined Quaere Verum and provided them with priceless information that gave them false hope of one day exposing the conspiracy. In doing so, Quaere Verum let their guard down and allowed themselves to be tailed by the government back to their hideouts, where they were captured and killed. In a matter of weeks, both Banks and Combs were dead, leaving just Underwood as the last remaining member of Quaere Verum. He was uncertain how much time he had left until he joined his friends, so he went out into the desert and buried the prototype, hoping they would never find it. In the event they did, Underwood had placed it inside a specially constructed safe that could withstand a nuclear bomb, the lock of which was connected to a terminal which only a genius hacker could crack. That too was buried. Whatever happened to Underwood after that is unknown, as he is never seen of or heard of again. He could have continued walking away from civilization, allowing the elements to take him. If not, they would have found him and killed him instead. But there is a very small chance that Underwood was abducted by aliens. Aboard Mothership Zeta, both the terminal and safe belonging to Underwood can be found in the cargo hold, among the various piles of rubble and debris representing humanity, meaning the government never retrieved the prototype, but also that the world never learned the truth. For whatever reason, the Zetans sought and recovered the prototype plasma pistol. Perhaps there was some truth to the conspiracy after all. Maybe the pistol had derived from alien technology the aliens wanted back. As for the weapon itself, it is a unique variant of the plasma pistol known as the Military Plasma Experimental, or MPLX Nova Surge. It is identical to the standard plasma pistol, but does 3 times the damage, has a higher critical multiplier, uses 2 energy cells for each shot instead of 1, and weighs twice as much. Inside the safe, along with the weapon, are Dr. Morley's notes on the prototype, which read, "The Nova Surge has proven to be a tough nut to crack. The output is still very high, causing massive injury to targets, but it's drawing far too much power from its energy cells. We also need to get the weight down on the weapon, as it's a bit heavy for a simple replacement sidearm. The problem still seems to be the coolant coils, which are accounting for almost 50% of the weapon's weight. The good news is that the housing for the weapon has been approved, and this is likely the final design. Unfortunately, I need to increase our staff's hours to 7 days a week again, so we can have the final prototype ready for testing by the end of the year. 14 years later, we had the Great War, and judging from the common plasma pistols we can find, the final design was improved upon, the weight was reduced, and so was the energy consumption. While the fate of the stolen weapon is known, Underwood's is not. He is simply never heard of again, and neither is Quaere Verum, meaning the government was able to locate their hideouts and kill its members, and thanks to the aliens snatching the stolen weapon, the world never learned of the conspiracy. Instead, the project remained a secret, and if it were true, which it very well may have been, as alien technology can be found throughout several military installations, the government would have no doubt continued to reverse engineer foreign findings into new and dangerous weapons, the very same used by the Enclave in their pursuit of world domination. Be sure to show your support by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already for more Fallout content. If there's anything you would like to see in a later video, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. With that said, thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.